Hachette Audio presents The Dance of the Dolls, written by Lucy Ashe, read by Polly Edsell and Ben Higgins.
Prologue. He wheels her out into the road. He should stay hidden. A part of him wants to be seen. He deserves her. He has waited long enough, worked hard enough. He belongs to him, dressed forever in the same red skirt and the same pink shoes tied around her ankles. Lace and net graze against her motionless thighs. Her skin is smooth porcelain, and her lips are pink. Never has there been a lovelier figure, unchanging, unbroken by the pace of time. Her sightless eyes will not fade. A beautiful statue preserved forever. He has watched her for so long, holding her in his gaze, locking her into position like a photograph. He imagines dancing with her. The two of them arm in arm under the stars. Silent, of course, but that is no matter. It is better that way. She is a dancing doll. His Coppelia, created at last. He can finally believe it, now that he has her in the wheelchair. Pausing at the end of the street, he reaches down to her wrist and lifts her arm above her, as if she is waving to a crowd. Ice cold. He drops her arm in fright. Life lingers like a promise, but he is afraid of what will happen when she wakes. He needs to move quickly. London, 1933. Act 1. Chapter 1. Samuel. It is Thursday, the day Samuel Stewart delivers the point shoes to the theatre. He has been looking forward to it all week, even as he sits at his workbench, stills his mind, focuses his eyes on every stitch of satin and leather. Now he walks hurriedly up through Covent Garden to Clerkenwell. His arms ache under the weight of those pale pink shoes, the satin smooth over the paper, hessian, paste, wax thread, all hidden, of course, when he stretches it right side out and inserts the sole. A perfect arc of a shoe, arched like her feet when she rises up, weightless. Olivia Marionetta. He whispers her name, his voice too human, too rough, for a name that dances above him. Familiar piano notes guide him up the stairs towards the ballet studio. He can hear the dancers' feet, their tapping across the floor. Lighter now that the ballet mistress has been granted her wish. A wooden floor, rather than the cold concrete that made the shoes echo through the room. It was the proudest day of his life, when Mr. Frederick touched his shoulder, nodded his approval, and knocked against the workbench the shoe that he, Samuel, had made. An entire shoe made from start to finish with his own hands. He has worked steadily these past 2 years, making the progress from mixing the paste to cutting the leather, from labelling the regular customer's shoe lasts to stamping the lattice work across the sole of the shoe. He has mastered each stage, perfecting the shaping, the moulding, the stitching, the exact number of hard hits needed on the shoe jack to produce the point shoe's mesmerizing arch. He imagines his rose, that tiny engraving he has cut into the bottom of her shoes. When he realized that his shoes were going to Olivia Marionetta, he knew he needed to honor this privilege. Writing her name in pen across the sole of the shoe was not enough. He did that for all the dancers. He needed something more for her, and of course, he chose the rose. There was nothing else he could see when he closed his eyes, felt the smooth block of the shoe, imagined his mark. Her face, her eyes, the perfect bun she wears at the nape of her neck, her hair parted at the side, and the little white rose she pins into the top of the bun. Samuel reaches the studio, his bags heavy with the shoes. The door is open. A small window into an imaginary world, a world he would like to trap forever in his mind, transcribe to his sketchbook, mark on paper with pencil, chalk, charcoal, his forever. But he knows he is not welcome. He is for the shadows, basements with dusty workbenches, his hands moving strong and fast over satin and paste, moulding the shoes that these dancers from another world will take from him. The turn shoe method, all the work and sweat hidden inside. When he strains his muscles to wrench the shoe into shape, all that love is tucked away, out of sight. The dancers, they will make them their own. They will stitch them, cut them, wrap ribbons around their ankles, break the shoes, soften them, pummel them against hard concrete steps until they can move silently, softly, like butterflies across the stage. They do not even know he exists. He knows how to make himself invisible. From the dark, where the shaft of light through the high windows of the studio cannot reach, he watches. He doesn't know what any of the steps are called and cannot keep up with the music of those names when the ballet mistress sings out the words in French. The dancers mimicking them with their hands until the music starts again and they fly across the floor. And there she is. She flies higher than the others, he thinks. A vision in a bright white leotard, a thin skirt tied around her waist. She wears his shoes, the ones he has crafted with extra special care, adjusting the width, the length, the vamp of the toe box as she needs it. When he pencils her name onto the paper note that he pins onto her bag of shoes, it feels like a love letter. For Olivia Marionetta. The dancers travel across the floor in a diagonal, ending their routine with a spin, their heads whipping around, their eyes steady. Olivia rises up on her toes, his shoes holding her strong. Her body is perfectly poised, and yet she turns and turns, one more rotation, and then a moment of stillness, before running to the side of the room. She watches the next set of dancers repeat the steps. Samuel realizes he is holding his breath. He looks again. There she is, her legs strong as she jumps. But no, it is not her. Not this time. He looks away, steps back further into the shadows. Clara Marionetta scares him. At first glance, she is her sister's double. She has the same face, same dark brown hair with the shimmer of red, same long, sloping neck, same thin body with strength that defies its suppleness. The same feet, with those high arches that seem to command his shoes to dance. But in every other way, they are different. He can tell them apart instantly. He just needs to see their eyes, the edges of their mouths. Clara looks in the mirror as she dances, with a fierce flame in her eyes. She owes the world nothing. She wears her shoes with a careless ease, the soles black and worn, a streak of dirt rising up from her heel. When she finishes her turn, she directs her gaze right at the ballet mistress and smiles. She knows she is beautiful, worthy, outshining the other girls. The ballet mistress calls out a correction. Clara turns away and rolls her eyes. But Olivia does not dare meet the teacher's eye, hardly glances at herself in the mirror, leaves the dance floor with a little frown. Samuel wishes he could go to her, like he has seen those men do who wait at the stage door after performances. He would tell her how beautiful she is, how perfect, how the world must adore her. But of course, he could never do that. The teacher calls for them all to come to the centre, for the reverence, he thinks she says. The chords from the piano are familiar, like an ending. He watches the dancers step sideways, their arms wide, and he knows he must hurry. He doesn't want them to find him lingering. Mrs. Dora gave him clear instructions to place all the shoes in the correct pigeonholes in wardrobe before the class ended. For those ballerinas not yet converted to freed shoes, he is to leave a little postcard, hand-signed by Fred.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?